You darn kids on your face, and your
Tic
library or
Tacs.
whatever it's called, your friend face and
Tic
your
Tac.
Tic Tac and your Tic Tac. In my day, a Tic Tac was a candy that helped you get fresh breath. Now it's some dang fangled bone thing. All right, everyone, welcome to another edition of Game Wild. What is happening, guys? What a crazy week.
Oh, yeah.
You could even say it's a chaotic week for video games this week. SJW, how are you doing today?
Pretty freaking good. Pretty good. I just, like we were just talking about, I have a cast this weekend, so I am super excited for the, it's a Duels of Runeterra qualifier with, I just checked, actually over 300 entrants, which it's going to be pretty hype, I'm not going to lie, and the Invitational being next week is a $2,000 tournament, so very, very excited to be a part of that, but more excited because, oh my god, we got, dude, the time, the era that we live in right now, we have League of Legends World Championships going on. I'm able to yell at people playing a video game, right? This is great. Then we got PlayStation 5 being released. We got Xbox One Series X being released. Christmas time is coming up. Hallelujah, it's a fun time right now.
It is a fun time, but it's also a very tough time, as we will get into later on. But before we do that, we just want to thank everyone for joining us on the podcast this week. Make sure that you are liking us, giving us the 5-star review, and now get into our Facebook group and our Discord. We do have it. You will have to join the Facebook group to get our Discord link, but that is just part of it. But it's free to do, so it's not going to cost you anything. And you might say to yourself, well, you know, I'm in tons of Facebook groups, whatever. It's not a big deal. Why be in a Facebook group? Especially our Facebook group, right? When there's hundreds to go around. Well, I'll tell you what. I personally did as much digging as I could this week, and I got some valuable information for a bunch of our listeners, and I was able to post it, and it was regarding PlayStation 5 pre-orders, which we'll get into. So please make sure you are joining us on our Facebook group and that you are joining the Discord so we can chat and have fun and do all that fun stuff. So please make sure you're doing that. Check out our YouTube channel for the videos and all that good stuff as well. Ring that bell so you can get the alerts. And now I'm done with all the propaganda.
Well, hold on. I wanted to add something real quick because I think
go ahead, add.
Just the joining something like the Facebook group and the Discord, and I've noticed this with a lot of other different platforms and other people that I personally follow. Like, we're going to go through a lot of this PlayStation 5 info on this podcast, right? So you guys are going to get a lot of that info. The difference is on something like the Facebook group or Discord, it's live. It's real time, right? It's the second it happens, something's going to be posted because it's being shared. Discord, personally, it's great. I stay in touch with everybody on Discord now. So would love to see some of the listeners, some of the peeps that are listening out there on our Discord. But yeah, this question of the week, huh? Let's, I like it.
So guys, hey, listen. Here's the question, right? You guys, if you've been a long-time listener of us, you know that there is a division between myself and SJW in regard to our favorite system. I'm an Xbox guy. He's a PlayStation 5 guy. So the question of the week is, did you get a PlayStation 5 pre-order? And spoiler alert, you might be surprised at the answer.
So, I guess I'll go first then.
Yeah. SJW, did you get a PlayStation 5 this week?
No, I didn't. But in tribute to you as well, I did get, and I sent you this text, Spider-Man. So I got Spider-Man for, it's been out for a little while now.
5. It's been out for over a year, but hey, who's counting, right?
Well, no, I got it for PS4. Morales.
Yes.
Miles Morales, when it comes out, I'm going to get that.
Now, I heard it's also coming out on PlayStation 4.
Wait, what?
Miles Morales, Spider-Man.
Miles Morales is. Oh, okay. I'll probably get that on PS5. Nah, screw that.
With that being said, obviously that means that I did get a PlayStation 5.
I hate you. Not for lack of trying, might I add. I have tried, and I want to get it on Amazon because I get cash back on my credit card.
Well, Well, another spoiler alert for things we're going to be talking about, but Amazon has released a statement that they may not be able to fulfill
Yeah.
every pre-order. So good luck with that. But yes, I was able to procure a
Procure.
PlayStation 5 pre-order on
Sounds so official.
Walmart.com. It was a difficult task. Let me just tell you this: 9 o'clock on Thursday night, they launched more pre-orders. Okay, and we assume this is because they are not doing in-store pre-orders because of COVID, so they had more stock to go around than they originally thought. Well, I got all the way to the point where I put my CV code in for my credit card, put it in, and then it says, "Sorry, this item is out of stock." Mind you, it is 9:01. In 1 minute time, it has told me it is sold out. So I am mad. I am furious. I'm like, this can't be the case. BS. So I stick it in front of my computer for about a half hour, just pressing the refresh button, checking it, saying, these things happen. There's so many people hitting this freaking thing that they're just trying to weed out a bunch of stuff. And and if I keep trying, maybe. So if I just tack it for like a half hour, 45 minutes, maybe it will come through.
Just stare at the screen for like an hour straight and refresh every like 2 seconds. That's so
But here's the thing. I did that. And guess what? I got one 20 minutes later.
That's the type of dedication for anybody listening. That's the type of dedication you need right now to get a PS5 or probably I imagine something.
Well, for anything that's high, high risk to get, what I mean? Like it's like tons of people are going to be after it. And it wasn't easy. I'm not going to lie, and it's going to go into my fears and thoughts about what could happen with Xbox. But I can tell you, at the very least, Xbox is doing it better.
So, yeah, I agree. Right. So now here's the thing, though. Okay, this just goes into general, I guess, psychology with society as a whole. You know as well as I do. So PlayStation, right now, it's a shit show. Nobody can get one. If you did, it's because you did what you did and you stared at a screen for an hour and hit the refresh button and you lucked out and it loaded and everything worked out. You got companies saying they're not going to be able to ship it on time, yada, yada, yada. You have stuff in the news about PlayStation being like, no, we promise we're going to have more units than we have for the PS4. This will be better. It's cool. And even if they do have more units for the PS4, mind you, they could still technically sell out, like if there's more demand than the PS4 had.
PS5,
But
yeah.
anyways, or sorry, yeah, the PS5. So,
Yeah.
So here's the deal. That, in my experience, and in probably most people's experience, if we look at the Switch, after, this wasn't even when the Switch released, this was just when we had the pandemic start and Animal Crossing. If we look at other console releases and other just things in general that release, when there's a lot of buzz around something having problems with selling out and people just scrambling to get stuff, generally that creates this sort of thought in the in the public that I need this. I have to have this. If I don't have this, I'm not one of the cool kids, so to speak, right? Like, and then money vanishes. Money is not a barrier of entry, so to speak, anymore of obtaining the PS5. It's just, no, everybody is having problems getting this because everybody wants it. I need to want this too. I want this. And so I think ultimately, and I don't know how deep into this their marketing team might have looked as well as Xbox, I think that not releasing a specific time for PlayStation is actually going to benefit them for the general public wanting a PS5. Now, you found an Xbox article. Xbox is actually giving the times, which I like. I would prefer that they go 10 a.m. you can do it because I'm going to wait at my computer at 10 a.m. I'm going to be there. I'm going to buy one. So I appreciate what Microsoft's doing, and I think that is the right way to go about it.
Well, but because here's the thing. My plan was to buy everything at Best Buy because I have the Best Buy card.
Yeah.
And I was just going to finance it, whatever, and do that type of thing. But I have enough money, luckily, to be able to buy it outright if I had to, which I did. But, but now because of Xbox saying, hey, 11 a.m., September 22nd, here are the retailers that are going to have it. Mm-hmm. Best Buy, luckily, being one of them. At 10:59, I'm going to be in front of Best Buy's site on their pre-order page, ready to go. And to be honest with you, I'm carting everything that they're allowing to cart beforehand. and then pre-ordering it, because I only pre-ordered the PlayStation 5 at Walmart. I did not buy accessories. I didn't buy games or anything like that, because my number one goal was buy the system. Why? Because in my years being in the video game industry, being a video game retailer at one point in my life, I know that accessories are not going to be as hard to come by
Oh, definitely.
as the system.
Yeah.
So I can pre-order a controller right now if I want to, for the most part, and be okay. And now that games are all digital, if I want to, I just buy the game digitally when it comes in, and just because there's no stock on that, I don't have to worry about that running out. So really, I just have to worry about getting a second controller and a charging station, which is all I'm really going to get for the PlayStation 5 to start. And even if there is a problem getting them, as long as it comes with a charging wire, I'll charge it on the PlayStation 5 console like I've done with other things, because this is going to be one of the first systems that I know of that's going to have obviously the PlayStation 4 had it, but it comes with rechargeable batteries already built into the system itself. So something that Xbox hasn't done yet. I don't know if they're doing it with this model or not, but
So actually, one thing I want to throw out real quick is, because you mentioned the digital thing again, and I know this is probably like a whole nother discussion, but I was thinking the other day, and I do still prefer to have physical games, especially for like AAA titles. But if with the price increase up to $69.99, it looks like for most of the AAA games, if they sold digital copies for $49.99, or maybe even $39.99, if they actually did $49, I would buy more digital copies, because I'm saving $20. That's a cost savings that would get me on board, but I don't think they're gonna do that.
Yeah, and it's very interesting, because this is the stuff that goes into the economy of it all, and the dichotomy of what is the true cost of manufacturing the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Versus
it's expensive.
Digital copy,
and
right?
Logistics of shipping.
You would think that it is. You would think so, right? And you would say, okay, so if they factor in, let's not factor the shipping cost in. Let's just factor the pure manufacturing of the disc, the box art, all that stuff. If you factor all that in, 10%.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's probably $5. It's probably $5 to actually
like what's the percentage? Because you have to think, if I'm making one thing, it's super expensive. But if I'm making 1 million of that thing, the price changes dramatically. So you may think to yourself, wow, it must cost a lot to manufacture a video game. But if you're printing 10 million copies of a game, most likely
So
the cost of printing that is probably less than $5 per game. Per unit.
And then the logistics is probably from a physical standpoint. The shipping and the logistics is more expensive, I think, than the production. So it might be $10 combined with both of them, maybe like $6 logistics, $4 production, something like that.
Right.
Which is why they can't, even if they offered it $10 cheaper, like that's probably the best they can do. And so I don't think we would see something happen like that until if they actually release a game and they go, we're not making any physical copies of this game, because then they save money by not having to ever make copies, because they just don't even have to get involved at all with their money, which means they will save that much money on digital. So
and that's what you see with indie developers. Obviously, there's a lot of indie developers, they don't make games that are going to be physically owned, and it's because it's cheaper, and then they can sell the games for cheaper, and that they can get their name out there and all that stuff, which I think is great. But yeah, I am super excited about the Xbox launch.
Oh yeah, back to Xbox.
I'm glad that I don't have to rush around and worry about it. But listen, as I stated earlier about our Facebook group, the reason I say that is because I was able to hunt down some information and find a person on Twitter who sends out updates about the PlayStation 5 and was 100% accurate. And was able to not only get myself the PlayStation 5 because I found out on Walmart, but some of our listeners were able to get a PlayStation 5 thanks to the ability of me being able to post in our Facebook group, hey, follow this guy on Twitter. One of the people in our Facebook group thanked me this morning, 2 a.m., a PlayStation 5 bundle drop.
Hey,
2 a.m.
There we go.
Because he followed the person that I told him to follow on the tweet, he was able to, because he was up at 2 a.m, able to get a PlayStation 5. Now, granted, he bought a bundle, so he spent like $750, but he got an extra controller, Spider-Man, that Chaos game with the rockets, I think, or something. I can't remember what it's called. And I believe Demon Souls.
Yeah, I don't remember the name of it, but it was the one where it was like Rocket League, but with weapons.
Yeah, it looked really cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Demon Souls. So he got 3 games, an extra controller for like $760 or something like that. But it was all because he was a Facebook group follower, and he followed the post that I put about, hey, follow this guy on Twitter, and I'll try to do updates as I can when I find out information. He was unsuccessful in getting it. He did try to do the Walmart one and was unsuccessful, but he did follow me in that. And then he followed the guy that I told him to follow on Twitter. And but that was exclusive to our Facebook group, guys.
That's the kind of content you guys can expect.
If you were on our Facebook group, you got that. And we will continue to share out in the Facebook group when PlayStation 5 pre-orders go live again, or if there's a second round, we'll be there. And so you just need to be there. So and you'll find out.
I wanna go back to this Xbox thing, okay? So
yeah, okay, go ahead.
There was 2 primary questions that I want to address because of this whole like PlayStation basically being a shit show versus Microsoft seemingly being more organized on release. So there's 2 things. My first question is, if they are more organized and it works and there is less chaos, is it actually a bad thing that there's less chaos and they don't sell out because of that, what I said before, the psychology behind people wanting things that are sold out?
Listen, if anything, if you're going into psychology and you want to go down that route, it actually, no, seriously, it actually makes things better for the Xbox. You want to know why?
How?
Because no one is going to want to scramble like they did for PlayStation, so everyone's going to be ready to pre-order. I guarantee you the Xbox will sell out.
So this is my thing though. So I still think that the Xbox will sell out.
Well, you just said that. Well, you just said earlier.
I'm just saying if. No. I'm saying if they are organized enough to where it doesn't sell out, would that actually hurt them? I think personally it would. Now,
no. What I think it's going to do, in my hopes about this, and not all of this is their fault. So, and I don't blame Sony for everything. I blame them about 95%. Well, no,
just 95%.
Well, no, think about it. You also have to take the retailer involved, right? Making sure that their site can handle that much traffic at once, because everyone knows that they're going to get spammed, right? Walmart only went down on me once, okay? And then after that, it was just, sorry, we're out of stock. Sorry, we're out of stock. Yep. Sorry, we're out of stock. But only gave me an error that the site could not be loaded once, which is good. So if you take that into account, that's great. The problem comes down to is stock numbers, right? Inventory numbers. Making sure that if Xbox says to Best Buy, we have X amount of units you can pre-order on this. And trust me, this is so new for everyone because there are no store pre-orders, right? Because of COVID, in-store stock is basically right?
They don't,
and it's like everyone's going to be ordering it because trust me, I looked around. I made phone calls to people that I have on the inside at different retailers, and nobody from my market areas were doing it in store.
You know who's going to have it? Walmart and Target. Walmart.
Well, no, Walmart and Target did not have them at store.
No, I'm saying that on release day. On release day, they're going to have them at the store, but you're going to have to wait in line and just scramble to get in. That's what's going to happen with those. And Best Buy even.
Actually, to be honest with you, I don't even know. I don't even know about that.
Yeah, that's a good point because then it's like, how do you do the 6 feet thing? I did that for PS3. I waited outside.
No, but I've been through it. It's extremely rare.
Wait, what do you mean?
It's extremely rare that they will have extra stock for an item like this on day one.
Well, they did for the PS3 when I waited outside. Yeah.
Well, how much was the PS3?
Well, that was like $600.
Exactly. So the problem is that the demand there wasn't, you know what I mean? Right. And now you have the COVID situation. That's why, because to be honest with you, from everything that I read, Walmart was going to take in-store pre-orders and then backed off because of COVID, which is why I think there was that second round of pre-orders that came out that night. But listen, I worry that when I'm in front of my computer at 11 a.m. on Tuesday, because it's coming out on Tuesday.
Yeah.
That I'm not going to be able to get my Xbox because it's going to be like what happened there, and I'm going to have to be standing there doing, the refresh dance, and I don't want to do that. And I'm hoping it doesn't. Trust me.
Okay.
I'm all in on the fact that I could possibly get an Xbox without any problems.
So here's this is my follow-up question to the first one. So this is question number 2 is, okay, Microsoft is more organized. They say X time you guys can pre-order. Does that actually have more of a potential chance to create a bigger shit show? Because now you're going to get a larger influx of traffic at a very specific time, whereas the PlayStation was sporadic because nobody knew what the hell was going on. Some people went, some people didn't. Now everybody's going to know, no. This time, I'm going to be there, and you're going to get that much more traffic on websites.
Let's say it like this, right? You have X amount of retailers that are going to actually be able to sell this at this time. So you can go to Best Buy, you can go to Target, you can go to Walmart, you can go to GameStop, you can go to, all these other places. So, like, for example, Walmart was the only place you could go to at 9:00 on Thursday night to pre-order a PlayStation. Yeah. The fact that you spread it out will help a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be as bad because you're not forcing it into one place. Mm-hmm. It's just you have to pick your allegiance, right? Yeah. Where do you want to go? Now, I have 3 screens on my computer. I could technically have Target,
Walmart and Best Buy.
Best Buy, all up at the same time to make sure that I can get one. Okay?
That's the power of multiple monitors, everybody.
The powerful multiple monitors and knowing your keystrokes.
Yeah, shortcuts.
Knowing your shortcuts of the Alt-Tab F5 refresh. Alt-Tab to change your screen.
Do you know I found out? Refresh. Fun fact, again, providing that valuable content for everybody. Fun fact, I did not know that if you hold Alt and press 1530, the TM symbol will type.
You can. There's tons of different little fun things you can do if you hold down the Alt key and just start pressing numbers.
I didn't know that was the TM one, and that's the TM one. So, fun fact.
Fun facts, guys, all over the place. But yeah, so I have that fear, and that's kind of why I'm kind of in the mode of like, I'll end up just buying the system if I have to and buy accessories later. If it comes down to it, if I'm having a problem because my cart has too much stuff in it, or whatever, I'll just buy the system and then I'll buy the accessories later, because if I'm looking to finance it through like my Best Buy card or something like that, I could still finance that, and based on the cost of accessories and games, I could probably finance those too, because you're looking at almost $60 to $70 per controller.
Yep.
You're looking at $60 to $70 per game. $30 for the charging station, at least for the PlayStation. I don't know about if the Xbox is going to have something like that, but yeah, you could easily be in for $300, which I think is their
and this is
their base for financing for 12 months.
This is bringing up another thought to me too with Amazon, right? Because Amazon's like, hey, we probably aren't going to be able to deliver these on time. I think that in a very weird way, that this sort of case with the PS5 and possibly the Xbox, I imagine is going to be the same way with Amazon. So Amazon, I think we can all agree, is immensely more popular, especially with online ordering, than Best Buy and definitely Best Buy. Yeah. Most likely Walmart by a pretty wide margin as well, and definitely Target. So I think their popularity is actually playing against them, where everybody's probably first going to Amazon. Mm-hmm. And because everybody's first going to Amazon, it's putting way more pressure on Amazon than somebody like Best Buy or Walmart or Target.
I'll regurgitate this story because I think it's worth speaking to in regards to this whole situation. Before, in the long time ago, when you went to a store to buy a system,
days back yonder,
the Xbox, the original Xbox came out.
Yeah.
Okay. And I was like, what am I going to do? I don't want to wait in these super long lines at the time, EB, Electronics Boutique. I don't want to do it. I want to guarantee myself one. So there's this place called the Rhode Island Mall in Rhode Island. Funny enough,
that is never like active at all,
and that is never active anymore. But back in the day, it was.
Yeah.
And there was an EB Games or Electronics Boutique at the time down in the first floor, but upstairs in the second floor, there was a place called Saturday Night Matinee, and they sold video games, movies, things like that. Me, being the genius that I am, decided, hey, let me go check to see if they're pre-ordering game, or if they're pre-ordering the Xbox. They were. You had to buy a game with it, but I was like, I'm gonna buy games anyway, so who cares? So I pre-ordered the Xbox, I pre-ordered the game, get an extra controller. The day of launch, I took off that day. I don't even know what day it was, to be honest with you, but I was in the mall waiting to get my Xbox. I don't know how many malls everyone's been to, but this mall had the ability to see down to the first floor. So on the second floor, I'm waiting for Saturday Night Matinee to open up. And I look down, and there is a line, probably going 4 stores deep, for people waiting to get their Xbox Electronics Boutique. I am the only person standing on the second floor.
Interesting.
The gates open. I go in. I talk to the person who was the manager. I said, hi, I'm here to pick up my Xbox. And he's like, wow, you're the only person who pre-ordered an Xbox here. Here you go. I was probably in and out before the first person was in and out at EB.
Yep. EB's a throwback too. Jesus.
So for me to say I'll go to an unlikely place to get something because I just want to get it, my first inclination, to be honest with you, is to go to the place that's probably not going to be as popular to get it, because most likely you'll be able to get it. But obviously with the change in the times and the fact that there is not a lot of smaller retailers like that anymore, one, and two, the market is just flooded online now. Mm-hmm. You just have to go to places that you might think may have it, like a Target, Best Buy, Walmart.
Yep.
Stuff like that, where I don't think I'd ever buy a system if I had a choice. I don't think I'd ever buy a system at Walmart.
No, I try to avoid that there. Yeah. And it's like every time I go to Walmart to like get food or something, I always want to wander by the video game section, but I'm like, I could just do this at Amazon or GameStop.
No, but you can just wander in just to look at it real quick and walk through.
That's exactly what I do.
On with the stations. But yeah, so that's what happened. And like I said, I will try to find places that have it just to get it. And like I said, I didn't have to wait. I probably had my Xbox set up way before anyone at who got it at EB Games did. Probably at least before the 4th or 5th person in line.
Oh man. Well, yeah. So that to my Amazon point. I mean, that makes sense. You know, probably try to find somewhere that's a little less well known to pre-order your stuff, and we'll see if that's the case with the PS5 and the Xbox. Very curious to see how the Xbox pre-release launch, quote unquote, or pre-order launch is, how it goes. So.
Well, you'll know because I'll be texting you.
Yeah.
Hopefully 11:02.
If you find another,
I got it.
I have every alert set up for like the PlayStation 5 right now. So if you find one,
are you following that person on Twitter I told everyone to follow?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, then you should be fine then. As long as you're getting alerts from him, you'll get it. Mm-hmm. And guys, like I said, you want to find out about it, join our Facebook group.
Hit up that
That's
Facebook
how you're gonna
group.
find out. That's how you're going to find out about that. Now, talking about pre-orders, let's talk about bonuses, right?
Hey.
So, video games come with pre-order bonuses for the most part, not the systems. Your bonus of the system is actually getting it on time. Which is sad to say, but Spider-Man Miles Morales has released their pre-order bonus where you can get the tracksuit, which is a specialized suit that he can wear that is going to be called Time Responsive Activated Circuit Connect.
Track.
And the track, yeah.
That's
I'm like, wait, what did I miss? It's an acronym for track. Target claims that the suit will allow Miles to unlock the untrackable suit mod, which sounds like it will increase his invisibility powers. Now, for those who haven't played Spider-Man, and for those that will be playing Spider-Man shortly, Spider-Man has different suits that you can put on him, and each suit has a special ability. So it is important to try to unlock suits because as you unlock suits, those suits come with special abilities that can help enhance attacks that he has, special abilities that he has, or give him something that he didn't have before. So to have this advantage starting off is pretty cool. So it's going to be nice to pre-order it. I will be pre-ordering it. It will probably be one of the only physical games I get for the PlayStation 5. So yeah. you go.
Very, very excited. And that's why I ordered. So I ordered the Spider-Man for PS4 because of Miles Morales. So that's like how good that game looked. I'm very excited to play the Spider-Man for PS4. I think it comes tomorrow. So hopefully I can get some game time in, even though I'm casting. Probably not, unfortunate. But yeah, super excited for this Miles Morales. And I think it was really smart for PlayStation to release Spider-Man, with the console. And it's, it always goes back to that PS5 symbol just looking like the Spider-Man writing, so it's definitely good to see Spider-Man alongside PlayStation.
So listen, guys, that's not the only thing. The new Spider-Man gadget that players will also receive is called the Gravity Well. And it's a tool that pulls enemies together and knocks them down and disarms them. It sounds similar to the suspension matrix that Spider-Man had in the game. So the Gravity Well won't be exclusive to those who pre-order it, though it will just be available from the start of the game. Currently, it's unclear if the alternate suits will work like this too. You will also get extra skill points, which means the players will be able to unlock Miles' powers and abilities faster earlier in the game. How many skill points players will receive wasn't touched on, though. That among the second alternative Spidey suit will be announced at a later date. Without pre-order, Spider-Man and Miles Morales Ultimate Edition will also come with Spider-Man PS4 Remastered. So,
Really?
Yep. The remaster will have ray tracing effects, better lighting and shadows, and a world that's even more populated. It will also add 3 new alternate Spider-Man suits for Peter Parker to choose from. And the best thing about it, to my understanding, is that Miles Morales is coming in at $50, which means that if you get the Ultimate Edition, you're probably looking at $70, which is the
basically
standard
getting
price
both games. So
right, exactly. Which I will probably do, just to have the PlayStation 5 version of Spider-Man as well, because it was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But
Sorry,
I don't even know how that works. But no, it's fine. And I don't even know how that works because I have the PlayStation 4 digital version. So I'm not sure if it will just upgrade for me anyways. So I might not have to buy that, but you do get extra suits, so that might be cool. But yes, pre-order Spider-Man Miles Morales.
So speaking of pre-orders too, and I know, so we touched on so many topics during like the Microsoft and all that. I want to real quick just blow through the article that we actually did find for the Xbox. I just want to let you guys know what times and where the Xbox would be able to be pre-ordered.
Oh yes,
so you
100%.
guys know. Yeah, so in the U.S., pre-orders will start at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Pacific Time on September 22nd. So that is a Tuesday. Yeah, that's Tuesday. At Amazon, Target, Walmart, Best Buy, Costco, Sam's Club, GameStop, Newegg, and Army and Air Force Exchange Services, which is weird. That's a good. I mean, getting it at Costco or Sam's Club might be a pretty good spot. Just to a lot of people not going there. Unfortunately, not BJ's.
Right.
Yeah, in Canada, they'll also start at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific on September 22nd at the Microsoft Store, Amazon, Walmart, Best Buy, EB Games, The Source, and other participating. I don't even know what The Source is.
It's probably just a Canadian.
Yeah. In the UK, it'll be 8 a.m. BST at the Microsoft Store, Game, Amazon, Dixon's, Curry's PC, World, Argos, John Lewis, Smith's Toys, and other quote-unquote participating retailers. So if it's 8 a.m. BST actually in the UK, just FYI, if you are ordering off of one of those websites and you're on, say, like the East Coast, British Standard Time, I am pretty sure, is 5 hours or so ahead of us. So that means at 3 a.m. Here on the East Coast, give or take an hour. I don't really, I'd have to look up the actual time zone, but you guys might be able to kind of sneak one through there a little bit earlier. Australia, 8 a.m. AEST at the Microsoft Store, JB Hi-Fi, EB Games, Telstra, Harvey Norman, and again, other participating retailers. I have 8 a.m. in Australia, I'm pretty sure is like 10 p.m. here or like 9 p.m. here
like
the day prior.
The day like a forward day.
Yeah, they're like 12 hours ahead of us. So, so I don't even want to guess what time zone that is. In New Zealand, it'll be 8 a.m. NZST, so it's also near Australia at the Microsoft Store, JB Hi-Fi, EB Games, Spark, and again, other participating retailers. So, yeah, so that's what we got right now. That's where it's going to be available on day one of launch for the
across Europe, Middle East, Africa. You can pre-order starting at 9 a.m. CEST at Microsoft Store, Amazon, Media Market, GameStop, FNAC, I won't even say this.
Hold on. Let me give it a shot. I got this. All right, let's see. Eliop El Giganten. I'm pretty sure the J-O like that is Eliop, right?
Well, it says El Giganten is basically like the second piece, so that's probably what that means. Anyways, we'll also have this article in the notes section so you can see what it's all about. But yeah, there you go. There's how you'll be able to get it, everybody.
Oh yeah. And all right, so with that said, we got our last topic of the day before we get into the freebies and games coming up next week, and that is good old Trump. So if you guys have been following what's happening in the well, I guess just world at this point, not even video game world, there's this thing called TikTok, and TikTok is, first off, very addicting, might I add, because you start watching one TikTok and suddenly you're in a TikTok hole for 3 hours, going down to your 500th watch TikTok. My girlfriend can attest to that. So apparently TikTok, if you don't know, as of tomorrow is banned in the United States. So I don't know if that's
technically it will already be banned when this
technically. So all right, because we're recording this on Saturday. By the time you guys listen to this on Monday morning, it will have been banned. So a lot of backstory to that is basically just supposedly TikTok is gathering information from the users of TikTok that have it on their phone and using it for less than desirable purposes. Not exactly sure of the whole background behind that, but essentially Trump is now looking into more of the companies involved with that. And those companies include Epic Games, who, if you guys don't know who the heck Epic is, Epic owns a lot of stuff. So Epic owns Fortnite. Epic owns the developer of Rocket League, Psyonix, and is behind Unreal Engine, which is pretty much the game engine in the world that everybody recognizes. We saw the demo for it a little while back for the new, I think it's the 5th one. But then Riot, everybody knows Riot, is owned by Tencent, and that's one of the companies they're looking into as well. Tencent also owns stake in a lot of stuff. They own stake in Activision now. So many different things. It's basically the biggest gaming company in the world at this point. Also owns stake in Ubisoft and Supercell. So, for him to be looking into these companies, obviously the first thought to everybody is, well, shit, they better not ban League of Legends. They better not ban Rocket League. I mean, these are two, Rocket League and League of Legends right now are very trending upwards for esports, especially Rocket League. And Worlds for League of Legends, if you guys don't know, is happening over the course of the next 2 months, September, October. The actual Worlds will be in November. And this is big for video games if something negative were to happen with this. So I don't think anybody wants anything bad to happen to Riot or Epic. Epic's also in that whole Apple thing with Fortnite. They're still dealing with the Fortnite in the Apple Store not existing any longer because of the whole wanting to charge and have people pay for or through Epic's payment system as opposed to Apple's. So I don't know, man. What do you think, Joe? What do you think is like the legitimacy of this? And then I'll let you go first before I kind of rant about that.
Well, let's just say this: if this ban actually does happen, the legitimacy of this is probably like real. It's legit. That he's going to look into it. I don't think he's going to be able to do anything. But if the TikTok thing and WeChat thing happens, then yeah, I think video games that have links to companies like this could be in trouble, or there could be some limitations. And this is kind of why you have to really think about, like, is this a good thing that he's doing this for himself? Because I don't know how many gamers actually vote, but if they don't, I'm sure something like this is going to make them want to vote, because they're not going to want their Fortnite or other games that they play, League of Legends being probably one of the biggest ones, to be taken out, not only for the fact that people love playing it, but money, right? People are winning tournaments. There's tournaments around these things. Could you imagine what could happen in the United States if all the companies that do tournaments for games can no longer do a Fortnite or League of Legends tournament in the United States?
Lost revenue.
Right. It's like, so this is obviously TikTok and WeChat, whatever. I could care less about that stuff, to be honest with you. But when you come down to video games, I think he's going to be hurting himself in that case. Not that I'm trying to turn this into a political podcast by any stretch of the imagination, but I think it's kind of a foolish move on his part to go after games because it could actually, especially with the election right around the corner, could hurt his actual re-election because
I think it will.
People who don't vote might be like, oh my God, I have the ability. No, like you do. You have the ability to protect us because if he's out of office, I don't think,
nobody's
one,
gonna give a shit, I don't think. Yeah.
I think TikTok. TikTok. I'm an old person.
You're giving my TikTok.
you darn kids on your face, and your face
your
or whatever it's called, your friend face and
Tic
your Tic Tac. And your Tic Tac. In my day, a Tic Tac was a candy that helped you get fresh breath. Now it's some dang fangled phone thing. Where people do music videos and stuff. Why don't you go get me a spearmint Tic Tac? My favorite was orange creamsicle.
I was just gonna say the orange was like candy. I would just buy those and eat them. And like
orange creamsicle, guys. Let's do it.
It's the only Tic Tac worth buying.
Only Tic Tac that I'm buying. So yeah, this is your time, guys. This is everyone's time to be able to fix this situation if you feel that the situation needs to be fixed by going out and voting in November or however you can vote. So if you are in America and you're listening to this, vote, kids.
Yeah, and so it's interesting you say that because I have never voted. I have never voted.
Really?
So yeah, I've never voted, and
wow.
I have always been just very, I guess you could say ignorant. Like I could just care less about politics because yes, I understand how one vote adds up to another and you could make change and yada yada yada, but I just don't, I feel like my time is spent better elsewhere, right? So
you never donated to like the Dana-Farber Institute at the movie theater?
No.
Because like
dude.
you know what their tagline was, right?
No, what was it?
A little bit in abundance is a lot.
Yeah. Jesus. No, I never did that.
So if you just gave change and everyone gave like 25 cents, guess what? You could have a lot of money if a lot of people.
I get it. I get it.
So if everyone voted, everybody would have a voice in the situation. And it's funny that you even say that because I think this is important, right? That you would say something like that because you felt as a younger person, the stuff that's happening out there doesn't affect me really because I'm young. I don't have a full-time job. I mean, I'm just going like, since you've never voted ever in your life, it's kind of stuff like that, right? Now you're older, you're working on owning a home. You may or may not trying to start a family. Things like that may be happening in your life. Now these types of things, not just on a national level, but you'll actually start to focus on your regional in your town, and you'll be like, there's a town council meeting. Maybe I'll actually go to that thing. Stuff like that might actually start to happen in your life. But the problem is that the people who don't vote, that are younger, that are playing video games.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say.
Affecting them now, where they might say, hey, maybe it is worth my time to go to a poll and just mark my vote for whoever. But it's like, that's what needs to happen. And this could be hurting him because the people who were like you, who said, oh, my vote doesn't count, or I'm not, it doesn't really affect me. It affects you now.
No, and that's what I was getting at is, okay, I've never voted, and now I am actually thinking, wow, this dick of a president, and people, if you're listening and you like Trump, I apologize, but to me, if I see a president...
Don't apologize. Wait, hold on, time out. Don't apologize for how you feel. No, seriously, listen, this is America, right? We're in America.
Free speech,
and I know that,
I know.
And we have free speech, and I know that we do have a lot of international listeners, and we thank you, but in America, we have the ability to say what we feel, and if we don't agree with the president, then we don't agree. And you know what? For all those people who are supporters of Trump, you should be okay with the fact that he says that, because quite frankly, that's the First Amendment right. So
don't
apologize for
I say that
speaking how you speak.
I generally, and even with Trump, I might not agree with a lot of what Trump does. I generally, as a gamer, have not. I just don't look into too much of what presidents do. But when you sit there and tell me that a president is possibly going after anything involving gaming at all, now my ears are perked up, and especially because I'm trying to do what I'm doing with content creation and YouTube and gaming, and Legends of Runeterra, a game that I focus so much on, is owned by Riot Games. I'm like, no. Like this. So this will possibly get me to vote. I'm not excited about trying to figure out who the hell I'm going to vote for in every other topic. Can you just vote for one person? Can you just vote for the president and nobody else?
You could abstain, I believe, from other.
Yeah, can you just?
I've always voted on every question.
I don't want to. Fuck that.
Because you're going to have questions.
Yeah.
That you can vote on, and then you vote like for that stuff. So,
I just want to do the president.
We didn't want to. Well, guys, just so you know, we're not a political podcast, but this is an important topic for video games.
We're not affiliated. We're not affiliated with any political sponsors,
right?
FYI.
And we do. Encourage you to vote.
But I do think that historically, the younger generations don't vote, and when you throw video games into the mix, suddenly now you're getting the younger generation to vote. So congratulations to basically getting people to vote against you by doing one thing. So I agree with you. So we'll see what happens with this. I do think though, even if let's say Trump gets in office again, this goes on and it happens, I don't think anything happens. I think that Tencent is big enough and owns enough stake in enough different companies that nothing will happen. And even initially, like their whole reason for looking into this was TikTok. And Tencent has a very small part to play in TikTok. Like, it's just like this random company that they bought up because it was successful. TikTok is run by somebody else. Tencent doesn't really have anything to do with the operations of TikTok. So at the end of the day, they could just axe TikTok from their repertoire of companies. And I don't really think anything happens to their other suite of games. So,
well, we will see. But speaking of suite of games, it's time for Ruffhouse deals. Free games to download. Well, we don't give them to you. We show you where to go to get them.
You got three lined up, huh?
We got 3 lined up, and 2 of them are available now. 2 that I'm going to talk about right now are available as we speak right now until September 24th. First being Football Manager 2020. For those in Europe and other places, that is football. For the United States, it is soccer. So, Football Manager 2020, every decision counts in Football Manager 2020 with new features and polished game mechanics, rewarding planning and progression like never before, empowering managers to develop and refine both your clubs and your own unique identities. So that is available for free on the Epic Game Store right now, including Watch Dogs 2, I should say. So for those who've played the Watch Dogs series, Watch Dogs 2 is available for free on the Epic Game Store, and that is currently a $59.99 game title.
Yeah, that's a good game. Yeah, that's good.
So, welcome to San Francisco. Join the most notorious hacker group, DedSec.
That's in Epic Games again?
Yep.
Wow.
And your objective, execute the biggest hack of the history.
Oh, yeah.
So, there you go. Watch Dogs 2 available now for free on Epic Game Store until September 24th. And once those 2 games are off the docket, starting September 24th, for all you fans out there, Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 Complete Edition.
I love this.
Build the park of a lifetime and rediscover the critically acclaimed Roller Coaster Simulations bestseller. Feel the thrill of a genre-defining classic, complete with 2 huge expansion packs, all yours for free, starting September 24th.
Dude, this is awesome. And wait, is this on Epic as well or no? Where's that?
All of this is Epic Games Store. Sorry, everything is Epic.
Oh my god, Epic Games just killing it. Like, Roller Coaster Tycoon is one of the more nostalgic feelings that I get playing video games because I played so much of it when I was younger. And that's like a really big deal to have that for free. Like that's good.
With expansion packs.
Yeah, with expansion, it's complete. So I'm definitely getting that. I'm actually clicking on the Epic Game Store as we speak to download these games right now because Watch Dogs is another amazing game. Maybe probably won't go after Football Manager, but what can we do? So super excited. So thank you, Joe. This is great. I might.
Now let's find out about games that you can buy and that are coming out this week in the SJW new release section.
Oh, Roller Coaster Tycoon can't be downloaded till the 24th. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, that's why I said the 24th is when it's
All right. Well,
available.
I guess we'll just go with Watch Dogs for now.
Listen to me when I tell you things.
All right. I guess. So, all right. So, what do we got here for new games coming out in the next week, starting on Monday? We have 13 Sentinels, Aegis Rim for PS4 coming out on the 22nd. So, this is actually a Sega game. This is Vanillaware, the storytellers behind Odin's Sphere and Dragon's Crown, craft a sci-fi mystery spanning 13 intertwining stories and 13 Sentinels, Aegis Rim. Uncover the truth and delve into a 2D side-scrolling adventure featuring gorgeous art and environments. Then battle the kaiju in fast-paced top-down combat. Customize the Sentinels with an arsenal of mech suit weaponry and fight to defend humanity. Mech suit. So, and again, this is coming out on the, oh god, what did I say? Did I already? The 22nd. Joe, did you ever play like Mech Warrior or anything when you were younger?
Way back in the day, yeah.
I love that game. Didn't you like that game? I liked it.
All right.
I liked it, man. It was a good game, but unfortunately, I don't know. It's just not the same game that it was when I was younger. That's another nostalgic type game for me. But all right, next up we have Unrailed for PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch on September 23rd. This is a interesting game, to say the least. Unrailed is a co-op multiplayer game where you have to work together with your friends to build a train track across endless, procedurally generated worlds, master random encounters with its inhabitants, upgrade your train, and keep it from derailing. This is such an interesting concept. Basically, the train is like slowly moving with the track in front of it, and it's all like pixel type graphics. And you just have to like place the track and get rid of things that are in front of it to be able to make the train able to get through. So
Yeah,
definitely.
if I had to describe it without you seeing it, I would say it's a top-down Minecraft.
Actually, it looks exactly like Minecraft too. So awesome to see a little bit of a different creative game there. Untitled Goose Game co-op update. We all know the Untitled Goose Game. If you haven't heard of it, what hole or rock have you been under? Okay. This game is amazing. I know it sounds like it might not be, but it's amazing. Check it out. You play as a goose. What more can you ask? It's for PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch on September 23rd, the co-op update. Vigor, free-to-play version. So this is interesting. I read this real quick. It's basically a free-to-play looter shooter. Well, it was free-to-play in... hold on. Was it in some other country? I think it was originally free to play on another country. You could not get it free to play in North America, but there was a Founders Pack that you can get it for in North America. So you pay $20 for the Founders Pack and get the game. Well, now the free to play version is coming to Switch in America. So on September 23rd, you can actually download this game for free. And honestly, I mean, it's a looter shooter, which is generally a pretty full-fleshed game. So to see something like that for free is pretty cool. Imagine, like a Destiny type thing, but free. So Going Under for PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. That comes out on September 24th. This is a satirical dungeon crawler about exploring the cursed ruins of failed tech startups. As an unpaid intern in the dystopian city of Neo Cascadia, you wield office junk as weaponry as you make your way through the offbeat procedural dungeons beneath your company campus. That is, man, people really come up with a lot of ideas, man, I gotta say. This is interesting. Again, comes out September 24th. Little Big Workshop, not gonna lie, when I first saw this, I thought it was like, or when I first read the name, I thought it was gonna be like Little Big Planet. Just because of the name, so which was interesting. But this comes out for Xbox One on September 24th, and I will say I think it's already been out on Steam for a while. It looked like it released back in October of 2019. Basically, you manage your workers, your stations, machines, and create awesome stuff as your Little Big Workshop grows into your dream factory. So it's another management type game where you start from scratch and you build up a factory, so to speak. So That's, again, Xbox One, September 24th. Rip Them Off, September 24th for PC. And, as always, we have at least one. There's actually two on this list this week. Holy bejesus. Joe, can you believe it? Is Stadia... Do we know, is Stadia a thing? Like, do people... Is this thing, like, selling? Do people like this? Is this... What's going on with Stadia?
What's Stadia?
All right, I guess that answers that question. I don't know. I still keep seeing games come out for it. It's apparently still a thing, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
So, again, this is... Wait. Oh, sorry. Rip Them Off is not for Stadia. Rip Them Off is for PC. The next one I'll mention is for Stadia. So, Rip Them Off comes out September 24th for PC. It's a puzzle game of economic management and tower defense. God, I remember the original tower defense. The board needs profit, and it's up to you to line the streets with shops the masses can't resist. Choose your locations, pick your stores, and earn your way up the corporate ladder in its increasingly difficult challenges. Now, Serious Sam 4. That's the one. That's for PC and Stadia on the 24th. Reignites the classic FPS series in a high-powered prequel loaded with an explosive arsenal, intergalactic carnage, and perfectly timed one-liners. Then we got Tears of Avia for PC and Xbox One. It's a turn-based strategy and tactics game set in a beautiful world of hysteria. Navigate through a war-torn environment, discover the secrets behind ancient, long-abandoned cities, and decide where your morality ultimately lies. This actually looks interesting because I like these turn-based strategy type games. They show kind of like items and stuff. You equip different items. You go to the shop, buy stuff. You have your team. So this actually looks pretty good if you're into those kind of games. JRPG type turn-based strategy. Tennis World Tour 2, PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch on September 24th. It is exactly what you think it is. It is a beautiful looking tennis game, to be honest with you. So, again, that comes out September 24th. DreamWorks Troll Hunters Defenders of Arcadia. This comes out for PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch on the 25th. Explore the Troll Hunters universe and save the world as Jim Lake Jr. in this action-packed game. I don't really... This looks really weird.
It's a Netflix show.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so they're trying to make money off the show now. Gotta love it. So it's 25th. Mafia Definitive Edition comes out for PC, PS4, Xbox One, and that is the other Stadia game. So we have Mafia on Stadia, ladies and gentlemen, on September 25th. And last but not least, Zenjian for Switch also looks pretty good. September 25th. It's an anime-infused action RPG and roguelite with a selection of unique characters and varying playstyles. Slaughter your way through demonic hordes and colossal bosses with hundreds of combination and skill possibilities. That's 25th. So that's going to do it for the game releases and for the podcast.
And don't forget, September 22nd, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah.
For all of you, Xbox pre-orders will begin. Join our Facebook group if you want updates to things like this and all that fun stuff. We will be trying to give everyone deals and stuff that's going on as it progresses. So thank you guys for joining us this week on Game Wild. We'll catch you next week.
Later, everybody.
See you.